Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Engelic Show. I'm your host, Engelic Vantandila Everett. This is my Robert Journey episode of my show and YouTube channel. I am thrilled and got the opportunity to sit and chat with my special guest, Robert Kneitinger. I hope I said that right.
Yep.
Thank you. He is a children's book writer, illustrator with Asperger's. Hey, Robert. So glad to have you.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. And here's the book, by the way. It's pretty awesome. So, tell me about yourself. Tell me about Robert.
About like 17 years ago.
I'll just say in general, like right now.
I'm just so proud of the way that my life has turned out, where I came from. It's like a completely different change in the lifestyle that I have now.
Okay. And how was your journey? How did you know you wanted to be a book writer?
The one day our teacher came up to me about an idea of starting to write children's books and writing and illustrating them, and it came out of the blue, and I was like, I don't know the first thing about writing and illustrating books, and he just started mentoring me on them and showing me what to do, and it's just blown up from there. It's just gotten better and better, and it's just turned into like a business for me right now.
I definitely agree about that. It's like a business for me now too. So I definitely agree about that. And it does take a process. So
Right.
yes. So how is it like being a children's book author?
It's just been a lot of fun. I never thought that it would get to the point where it is now, because like people are starting to recognize me now as a author. Like a couple of weeks ago, my neighbor from across from me, she came over to me to sign some. She was getting signatures to become a person, the homeowners. And when I opened the door, she looked at me and she's like, "You're that local author, aren't you? That was on the news." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, "I can't believe nobody here never even knew about you." And I was like, "Thank you for recognizing me. Nobody even knows about me."
I definitely agree, because I never knew nothing about you until I saw the word news, and I'm like, what? And they said people learned. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the world told me about you. I'm like, I gotta have him on my show.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I love your interview on the World News.
Thank you.
You did awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And before I even get into asking this one question, how was it like being on the news, by the way?
It was just so much fun the first time I was on. My friend from Channel 7, Mike Randall, was one of the anchors, and me and my art teacher got to know him, and we started getting into a friendship with him, and we told him about what I'm doing, and he's like, "I would love to come over and do a segment on you."
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I got another interview from Channel 7, and then at the DJ at the Niagara Falls Convention Center, a cameraman from Channel 2 came,
Ooh.
and he didn't talk to anybody else.
Mhm.
He came straight to the people in table, and he's like, would you mind if I talk to you for a couple of minutes to do a segment with you? And it was like, I would love it. And from there, it just, everything's just blossomed.
That's good. We gotta get you more in the news because I love your interviews. So, but that's great to know.
Yep.
I remember when I was in the news, and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
And my first segment, next day I went on my Facebook, and my Facebook just blew up. People from all over the world were like, where can we buy your books?
Mm-hmm.
We love them. And I was like, thank you so much. And it went on for a couple of days. People just started going nuts over me.
Well, I guess because people love, people admire you. That's why. Especially your book author too, and the children's book author.
Yep.
So who, before you ask the other question, who inspired you, by the way?
The real person that really drives me when I started this was my nephew that lives in Minneapolis.
Ooh.
He's got autism, but he's nonverbal. And he's always in his own little world. He doesn't speak, he doesn't look at people. I feel so bad for him, but he's the reason that I started this.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I actually have a friend that actually is nonverbal, but I love her. So I used to go to Catholic with her.
Right.
So I definitely agree about that. But that's nice.
And like a year after, I got a thing from his autism plan in Minneapolis. It's called the AP group.
Oh.
It's for kids with autism. And at that time, I knew I had to do something for him. So I gave him like a $2,000 donation to help out with like medical stuff and for the doctors to do research.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks.
That's very interesting. I had to ask that question before I got into all these other questions. So, where are we? Oh, so where did you get your ideas from?
The ideas just like come to me in the middle of the night. They'll just start coming out of my mind. They'll just come into my mind at night while I'm sleeping, and in the morning they're fresh where I can just start writing down the ideas that come to me.
Oh, I agree because I was gonna sit and think, and then it will come to me. So I agree about that. And I would ask this question, but what's your passion? Because was writing always your passion?
Before we start doing these books, I didn't have a passion for anything, but as soon as I started doing this, I just fell in love with it. And I always tell kids that if you're interested in something that you really want to do with your life, I was like, take it seriously and just go with what your hard as telling you just go for what you want.
I agree about that. I always tell people when I go out and when I speak and stuff like that, you can do anything you want to, and you can do anything you want to unless you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
And you know you can do it.
And same with kids with Asperger's. I would tell them, as if you get diagnosed with Asperger's, it's not an end,
Mm-hmm.
it's a beginning.
I like that. I like that. And everyone is unique in their own way. I always say that. Everyone is unique in their own way. Like me and you are unique in our own way.
Yeah.
Now, I always have an inspirational quote or an affirmation in my show. And I know that you probably like this. So, there are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure, from Colin Powell. I
Yeah.
know you like that one, so
I say, to me, my success is number one, and the money part of it is number two, but the success is the bigger part of this whole thing. I just want to come to the day where a parent will come to me and say, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And what about the little kids? 'Cause I know it's a children's book. They want the little kids come up to you and say, you inspire me.
I've had one girl that her mother bought 2 of my books, and her 19-year-old daughter read both of them, and from reading both of them, her daughter was like, I made a decision what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm gonna become a writer and an illustrator, and she's doing this because of me.
Well, that's good. I like that. I always say that, so I had to ask. So, I'm your host, Angelique, and this has been another episode of Angelic Show. I'm Angelique, and I'm rocking it